Welcome back to The Full View. The Democratic Nursing Organisation of South Africa, Denosa in Gauteng, has called on the provincial government to improve preparedness in the wake of this week's gas explosion in Joburg. The union says hospitals and clinics are not prepared to deal with disasters, and it says staff shortages and a lack of skilled nurses exacerbates the problem. To discuss, we're joined by the Gauteng Provincial Chair of Denosa, Simphiwe Gada. Mr. Gada, thank you for being with us. You say that the health sector has been caught flat-footed in the wake of disasters before. Do you have examples? And you can use the hypothetical, what would have happened if Wednesday had been worse as well?
Yes, thank you for having us, and a good evening to all the viewers. Well, indeed, as an organization, we are calling for, better preparedness and also for investment in health. We're making this call informed by the fact that, access to healthcare alone is not enough. What we should be giving the citizens is access to quality healthcare. So this call is also informed by the fact that we want to guarantee the citizens that as and when they access healthcare, they are not only accessing healthcare, but they are accessing quality healthcare. And that is why we have made this call, because if there's better preparedness, we are able to respond not just as a tick box exercise, but we are responding adequately. And during COVID-19, we did well. However, under extremely difficult circumstances, and that is why, as we speak, some of the healthcare practitioners opted that they would want to leave this country. As I'm speaking to you, there's about 200 nurse specialists that are leaving this country next week, that is at the end of the month, who are going for greener pastures in other countries. Also, studies show us that countries that are serious about their healthcare system have already started preparing for any eventuality that may happen, whether it's a disaster or anything. And in South Africa, we cannot confidently say that we've already started preparing for any disaster that may happen. That is why we're making this call that government should be able to be prepared, and we should draw lessons from what happened, which is the pandemic of COVID-19, by ensuring that we prepare for giving the citizens of South Africa in a democratic country quality healthcare. And that means that we must address the issue of staff shortages, especially on specialists. We must also address the issue of the dilapidating infrastructure, because those are two main important pillars of ensuring that the citizen or any other person who goes into the facilities is guaranteed quality healthcare, while we also ensure that the two are addressed, but we also look into the type of cadres that we have who are providing healthcare to the citizens. They must be cadres.
Mr. Gada, I'm sorry to cut in, but you've raised several issues, and I want to get into some of them before we run out of time. 200 nurse specialists, you say, are leaving, and I've seen those adverts. Nurses are in demand all around the world. But what makes them go? Is it the pay, the conditions here? What do you think makes nurses want to leave South Africa?
Well, the issue of pay, we cannot totally disregard it. It is, yes, one of the pressing issues, because all these nurses are in search of better economic opportunities, and we think that government has got to improve in that regard. For instance, there's a commission which was sanctioned by the then President Jacob Zuma, which he gave the task to the retired Judge Ngobo to look into how they can improve the pay of healthcare workers. And that commission has not been released. We believe that commission should be released, because we must not only focus on recruiting but retention. But the other issue that is causing healthcare workers to leave is the issue of negative working conditions. We know issues of infrastructure, the increased healthcare demand that has been placed on the healthcare system, which makes our facilities to be overflowing on a daily basis. So these healthcare practitioners then get tired of working under extreme difficult conditions, under pressure, and for a low pay. That is why some of them are leaving. But What we want to say as an organization is that we want to make a call as well to all healthcare practitioners to also be conscious and be patriots of our country, because part of building this country is a shared responsibility. It's not a responsibility of government alone, but ourselves as healthcare practitioners, we should love our country enough that we must understand that we are also serving the people of South Africa, and we don't think that it is fair for people to just leave this country without considering the needs of the citizens.
Mr. Gada,
so that is why
we've run out of time. So a quick one. Thank you for that explanation. But do nurses receive any disaster management preparation? I mean, what if there was suspected radiation, mass poisoning? Is there anything like that? Very quickly.
No, there isn't specifically, but from time to time there are multidisciplinary teams which are trained in terms of responding to disasters, which on a daily basis they do routines, also checklists to check how better prepared are we. And it is our view that these teams must be beefed up. There must be more investment that is made so that to enable them to respond better when there's a crisis.
All right, thank you. We appreciate your time on The Full View. That was Simphiwe Gada, Denosa, Gauteng Provincial Chair.